You are now watching The Meech.
I'm sure most of you are aware that Nintendo just had a Nintendo Direct after 530 days, about a year and a half, and if you didn't hear about it, you're probably living under a rock. But if that's the case, you really didn't miss much. Hey Patrick, a new Mario Golf was revealed, along with Splatoon 3 coming in 2022.
What? I don't think my Switch works underwater. Now time to warm up by lighting my underwater fireplace.
Jokes aside, this Direct was not good. It was about as bad as the time as I met Carl Weezer during his allergy attack. Oh, hey Demeech, are we gonna play Mario? Achoo! Oh, where's Dr. Achoo! Okay, Family Guy style cutaways aside, this Direct was a disappointment. I did a live discussion with TND and Reese about this, but I wanted to do a more condensed version to elaborate on my thoughts, along with what this means for Nintendo. Join me in this video to hear my thoughts, concerns, and more about Nintendo, and what this Direct means for the company. Before we get into the negatives, let's go over the positives. One of my favorite announcements in the Direct was Mario Golf Super Rush. I love the Mario sports games, and it's great to finally have a Mario Golf on a console after roughly 18 years. From what I've seen, it looks promising. There's a story mode calling back to the Game Boy iterations of Mario Golf, which is really nice to see. That's what made those games so great and memorable, as they were sports RPGs. Games like Golf Story use the concept as inspiration, and I'm glad Nintendo and Camelot know how it's part of the reason why we love the Mario Golf games. I also love the fact that characters have cute golfing outfits and make the game that much more charming. And the new speed golf style of gameplay looks really cool, and it brings back what made the Mario sports games great, having wacky gameplay that builds off the sport with items, mechanics, and stuff like that. There's a lot of potential here, but I'm not completely sold on it yet. The locations look generic. They could have used Toast Arena for the desert, but it looks pretty plain. Same goes for the standard grassy plains. There could be some courses we haven't seen, but this isn't a good first impression. Also the fact that Mario Tennis Aces also looked promising, and that game really burned me because of the lack of anything to do at launch, and the story mode was subpar too. This time, however, the game looks like it had more development time, and it could be good. I'm staying cautiously optimistic. Splatoon 3 was also a surprise to see, and despite it being a title for next year, I'm very excited about it. I love the post-apocalyptic setting, and it seems they're doing quite a bit to mix it up. This also proves that if a game sells well, a sequel will be made. So if there was ever the argument for
Splatoon 3 shouldn't happen because it'll cannibalize the sales of Splatoon 2, yeah!
That's ridiculous. In other words, we can put the ridiculous Mario Kart 9 will cannibalize the sales of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe argument to rest. So yes, I think Mario Kart 9 is inevitable. Splatoon 3 I have no doubts will be great. Pyra and Mirtha were also revealed for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which I'm sure a lot of people were excited for. That's why I'm putting it into the positives, but me personally, I'm not too big into the DLC Smash characters. Other than Banjo and Steve and maybe Min Min, none of the choices felt all too interesting to me. I can't say I hated any of them except for Byleth, but I feel with Smash, the most exciting characters are gaming mascots or the completely out there characters. I was always hyped about Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U reveals because the choices were always great and more unique. You had Mega Man, Villager, Wii Fit Trainer Rosalina, Bowser Jr., and the legendary inclusions of Pac-Man and the Duck Hunt duo. The reveals just felt more exciting to me personally, but I totally get how others can be excited for them. I think if we got characters like Crash Bandicoot, Rayman, the Prince from Katamari, Don-chan, and even totally out there picks like a Dixie Kong Kiddy Kong duo and Frogger, I'd be more interested. And of course Waluigi. Miitopia is also coming to the Switch, and it seems to be remade. It was a sleeper hit on the 3DS since it released late into its life, and I feel deserves a second chance. Let's hope the same for 2D Metroid and WarioWare, though much preferably new games in those series. It also sends a message that Nintendo remembered the Mii series exists, so let's hope for Switch ports resort. I also like the Mario Animal Crossing update, which looks really cool, and I can't wait to get back into the game when that launches next week. I also like some of the third-party announcements. Fall Guys is coming to the Switch, though that was a long time coming. Knockout City also seems like a really cool game, but other than those, there were many positives in this Direct, and that is where I get into the negative aspects of the Direct. Let's address the elephant in the room, and by elephant, I mean JRPGs. This Direct was packed to the brim with JRPGs, and there were so many of them it was hard to list. A lot of people say,
the world doesn't revolve around America! Play other games than just Nintendo for once, yeah!
I usually would just ignore comments like that, but it does bring up a discussion. These JRPGs have a place, but this Direct and a lot of Directs spend way too much time talking about them. It's a fairly niche genre, and outside of Japan, they don't exactly have mass appeal. But even if it were a genre with mass appeal, how do you think people would react if the Direct just had racing games? Imagine this. Fasten your seatbelts because this game is more fun than a barrel full of monkeys. It's Diddy Kong Racing on the Switch. Here's a game more fun than a barrel of bears. Banjo Pilot coming to Nintendo Switch. There's a pie in the sky. Skylanders Supercharged Racing is coming to Nintendo Switch. They don't melt in your hand, but will melt on your Switch. M&M's Kart Racing is coming to Nintendo Switch. And we have one final announcement. I know many of you are wanting Mario Kart 9, so just wait a bit longer. 7 years really isn't that long, even though it's closer to 10 years than 5. But we do have this for you in the meantime. Mario Kart Super Circuit is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year, and it'll be yours to play on Nintendo Switch. We upscaled it to HD, and made the controls actually playable. Now pay us $60, will ya? Okay, to be fair, a new Diddy Kong Racing and Banjo Pilot would be pretty great. Same goes for the confirmation of Mario Kart 9. But the point is, what if the Direct was filled with 70% racing games? That's how I feel about all the JRPGs, but I feel like they have way less appeal to a mainstream audience than racing games. They have a place, but are way oversaturated. Isn't that what partner showcases are for? But wait, about that last point, there's more to it than just being a joke about Super Circuit, which brings me into my next point. Nintendo is straight out of Wii U games to port to the Switch. Games like Nintendo Land and Game & Wario would just not work without the gamepad, and I don't think anyone is clamoring to play Mario Tennis Ultra Smash or Mario Party 10 ever again. Heck, I don't think people were even clamoring to play them in the first place, but I am concerned about what they may do next. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD was revealed, and to be honest, it didn't look any different than the Wii version, despite being upscaled and having some quality of life improvements. If the game was remade like The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening or Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, I could understand that, but it doesn't look like a remake, but rather an enhanced port. It's cool that it's coming to the Switch, but what isn't cool is that it's $60 and could cause a domino effect. Could enhanced Wii ports be the next Wii U ports? Is that why Super Mario Galaxy 2 wasn't included in 3D All-Stars because they're saving it for an enhanced port? Will they make Donkey Kong Country Returns HD just an upscale with some quality of life improvements and charge $60? It's hard to tell at this point, but knowing modern Nintendo, they could definitely do something like this. I have no issues with giving players options to play legacy content, but making them $60 and barely changing anything at all isn't okay. There are exceptions, but for every Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, there's 10 new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxes. Why not just have a straight up virtual console for GameCube and Wii, where games are $20 and on widescreen? Those ports should be no more than $30 if they're the Wii U games, unless they do a lot to make them new like 3D World did. And that's my big concern. I'm curious to know what you guys think, but I think there's a great possibility that Wii ports will be a lot more frequent on the Switch within the next few years. What's a big takeaway from the long-awaited Nintendo Direct? I was disappointed, sure, but should I have kept my expectations in check? I would say, to be completely honest, it was fair to expect 2 to 3 major announcements since it's been so long, along with a few smaller first-party games. Nintendo didn't shy away from revealing Splatoon 3 a year before launch, so they could have easily done it for other games. Fans have been clamoring for Mario Kart 9 for years. Just getting the confirmation of its development would be great. We usually get a new 3D Mario every 4 years, so finding out what the next 3D Mario game would be reasonable, and a great way to end off the 35th anniversary celebration. And a new Donkey Kong is long overdue. If Nintendo announced Splatoon 3, Mario Kart 9, the next 3D Mario, and a new Donkey Kong, then supplemented with games like Mario Golf, and maybe a new WarioWare or Wario Land, maybe even Rhythm Heaven or Punch-Out, I think this would have been one of the best Directs ever, and worth the wait. But the fact of the matter is, the Switch is still lacking a lot. Do I think these games will come? Yes. But I'm tired of waiting and disappointing Nintendo Directs, and I feel Nintendo needs to communicate better with the fans. Maybe E3 will reveal these games, but the point is, the Switch still lacks a lot of games. We still don't have a new Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, Pikmin, 2D Mario, Mario RPG, Star Fox, Rhythm Heaven, WarioWare, Wario Land, and don't even get me started on series like F-Zero and Chibi Robo. It's sad, but understandable why a series like Chibi Robo is dormant, but the fact that we don't have new games in huge series like Mario Kart, 2D Mario, and Donkey Kong is very concerning, and having them announced would ease a lot of the concerns and tension. One question, however, has been answered. Will Nintendo's 2021 be better than their 2020? No doubt about that. It's already better, but that's hardly an accomplishment. The real question is, are we going to get another great year like 2017 or a good year like 2019? I'm not sure. All this could change, but I really wish Nintendo would understand the impact of these directs, especially after keeping fans waiting for almost a year and a half. They could have made a great direct, but they just didn't deliver. It wasn't the worst direct ever, but certainly wasn't a good one. I just hope they make up for it somehow, but I am so tired of the waiting game. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments and keep calm and da-da on.